Welcome to part two. We're just waiting for Andy. He's not from Aberdeen. Here we are. This is Andy. He's not from Aberdeen. He's from Perth. It's had a good ring to it, didn't it, Andy? If he's there, he should be here in a second. Hello, mate. Yeah, Aberdeen Andy from Perth.
That's it.
Hey. So the Gad's been doing the old BKB for a bag of sand, bit of judging for a bag of sand, talking utter waffle. What he knows about bare knuckle boxing, you could write on back of a stamp, couldn't you? A second class one as well.
I bet what he does know is it's fascinating. Everyone's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Oscar De La Hoya's lost plot.
Nah, he's a bit erratic, isn't he?
Bit what?
A bit erratic. His kind of behaviour is he falling out with Eddie Hills now, or a bit of dueling going back and forth between them, isn't it? The Eddie Hills has gone over to America and just annoyed everybody, isn't he? So he's maybe just firing back.
You know, brass neck on Eddie, right? It's that bad now. The brass neck on him now. They're just fronting anything out now with knackers just to get the money. It's like it's not even a sport anymore now. We've got Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fighting, right? Big John Fury shouting and bawling and fight anybody. Never had a fight in his life on bare knuckle. We've got Gordon Ramsay wanting to do the business. When does it end?
Man, I heard Tyson saying to Dave Sandwich that it's like Turkey Al Sheikh, he can make anything he wants. He could make Vitaly Klitschko Lennox Lewis rematch. He could do anything. You know, he's what next? Again, he's gonna pull Larry Holmes out of retirement, get him fighting George Foreman.
Yeah.
That was mooted at one point, wasn't it? A long time ago, probably 25 years ago, but it never happened, did it?
Yeah.
The money was there.
What do you reckon to Barry McGuigan and Bricktop spat? Have we spoke about that tonight?
Yeah, he's just said about that earlier.
Yeah. Not good, is it, for sport, is it?
Nah, I had a mate of mine and messaging me earlier. I think I talked about you as a guy before. There's a friend of his called Jock McInnes, and he was a good friend of Ken Buchanan. I think he did a tour. I think he did a tour of the UK. He took Ken Buchanan and Roberto Duran on like a tour. So probably like a meet and greet thing. He does a lot for charity. He does a lot for charity. But he sent me this link. I don't know if you can see it. I sent it to you earlier about the Ringside Charitable Trust. I think Jock's got something to do with this. The aims of the Ringside Charitable Trust is for many years concerns been expressed for the countless boxing personnel who find themselves suffering from depression, alcohol dependency, injuries, illnesses attributed to boxing. Ringside Charitable Trust hope to change the way we care for our boxing family. The vision for the home is to include medical help facilities for ex-boxers to be cared for both short and long term, cinema room for the boxers to watch films of their old fights, and a non-alcoholic bar where they can sit together and reminisce. Once the initial funding is in place, the cost of sustaining the home is estimated to be 1.5 million per year. Many boxers have entertained us over the decades, and many now need our help in hard times. This is our opportunity to raise funds for the Ringside Charitable Trust, a fantastic project to establish a 36-bed residential care facility, which will be an enormous benefit to those who sadly have no means to support themselves in dark times. I think the chairman's somebody called Dave Harris. So it looks like a good thing for boxers, but when you see the money there, you see some of the top athletes, the top boxers making big money, you would think some of them, maybe they are contributing to things like that, I don't know, but some of the guys that's got serious money, or even your Turkey Al Sheikh, maybe people should be approaching him for something like that, to support it.
Yeah, instead of all these ponces going over there trying to pull wool over his eyeballs.
Yeah.
Because that's what
good
we've got. It's a free-for-all now for poncing out there. Anybody who's a ponce is trying to get to Vegas. Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody, mate. Anybody. Look at
Yeah.
Big Joe Egan trying to get it mix.
Yeah.
And all the rest of that ilk.
Yeah. There's a lot of the guys you don't hear about, the guys that aren't shouting and that, them will be suffering.
Yeah.
Like you said before, there's no pensions for boxers. Stuff like that should be looked at by the board of no control. But
well,
I'll maybe get you to put the link on. Can you attach the link to one of the videos?
What, that Frank thing?
The ringside thing. I think I sent you earlier on tonight.
Oh, that
Ringside Charitable Trust, it's called. Yeah, that's.
well, you can show it on there if you want. Show it on there. Let's have a look.
Yeah, can you see it there?
Yeah, yeah. Well, pin it to comment section, Andy, at top. Put it on comment section after this video, and I'll pin it to top, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Do that in comments when video goes out, and I'll pin it to top.
So my pal Eddie, who's a big boxing fan as well, I used to work with him, but he's pal. I've never met Jock, but he said Jock's a great guy, does a lot for charity. But he's willing to come on the channel. He's asked. I got Eddie to ask him a while back, but Eddie works out the country at the moment. So, but he's said to me, Jock's willing to come on the channel and do a thing with you.
Whereabouts in Scotland is he from?
In Perth.
Oh, is he your pal?
I don't. My pal knows him. He's a friend of a friend. I've never met him, but
Andy, if it's for charity, he's welcome on here anytime, mate. Yeah. Don't you?
And he's got great stories to tell. He'll tell you all about Ken Buchanan because he was one of Ken Buchanan's best friends.
If he wants to come on here and tell me stories about Ken Buchanan, mate, he's welcome. He's welcome, man. If it's for charity, it's a good thing. Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah,
pin that link in, put it in comment section, and I'll pin it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Daniel Dubois against Hrgovic in 3 week, is it? 3 week fight week, jump first.
The first, yeah.
Who do you see winning that? It's a pick 'em fight, that, isn't it?
It's a good fight, that. Yeah, that's quite interesting because they're
both care about them both because they've got no personality, haven't they?
Yeah, you'll need the promoters promoting that one, eh? They're not going to promote it themselves. So Daniel Dubois came out of shell a bit against Jarrell Miller, didn't he? I don't know what happened to him. He seemed to have a character change, eh?
How's Jarrell Miller still in mix, Andy? With all them dope tests he's failed. I mean, why is he bouncing about in boxing, him, Jarrell Miller?
Just because his mouth, innit? He talks his way into it, doesn't
he? Yeah.
Talking smack.
Yeah. A lot of people in comment section are saying, right, that I Know You is the #1 pound for pound. Do you think a case can be made for that, Andy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's up there. Eh? He's got to be top 2 or 3 anyway, isn't he? I think so. I think when you watch him fight, he's brilliant. He hits. I wouldn't want at me. He certainly punches hard. He's got a really hard jab about him as well. And I always think that's the most important punch, the jab. Everything comes off the jab, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah. I mean, you hook off the jab, you throw your right if you're an orthodox. So when you throw that jab, your right comes off it, doesn't it?
Yeah. And he's got a good jab, hasn't he? A good hard jab.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Beefy has come out and he said he'll fight Crusher at 154 or 160. What do you think to that?
He'll not be fighting in it. Crusher will not be fighting anybody until he gets a license, really. So.
I know, that's what they keep going on about, the Crushinator. Crusher, when you're going to come and sort this drug issue out? Everybody knows you're a cheating drug cheat. And why don't you have Curtis Woodhouse, a bare knuckler? He'll have a bare knuckler here on BKB, Crusher, if you want. You versus Kurt at 160, 160 pound. And he'll punch you upside down. What do you think?
You'll get viewing figures for that one, eh?
What, Curtis Woodhouse against Crusher?
Well,
Crusher
Curtis,
deserved a fight against Curtis. Curtis did it old school. He came from football, being a footballer, playing in Premier League and England under-21s to fighting for a British title and winning it.
Crusher's never done that, has he?
Crusher's not got what Curtis has got. Curtis can go down as a legend, can't he? What can Crusher go down as? A dope cheat.
Yep. Entitled, spoilt brat. That's what he comes across as anyway. I mean, I don't know what he's like personally, but he comes across as that. When you've seen him on the Piers Morgan show, I mean, that was.
Well, Crusher, for me, like, he needs to disappear from the sport, mate. He's become an embarrassment, and all them around him defending him. But yeah, hammering Ryan Garcia. Did you see Bellew hammering Ryan Garcia? But he didn't hammer Crusher, did
Yeah, that's it. It's selective, eh?
he? Yeah, is Dylan
Selective.
White going to MMA?
I don't know if did he not fail a drug test in that as well at one point?
He's failed 4 on it now.
Is he going to try and get a fight with Ngannou in MMA or something like that? He might steal money there.
Garno, Crusher, do me a favour.
Well, it was sad to see about Ngannou lost his son, I think, didn't it? Francis Ngannou. Lost his 15-month-old son, passed away. I don't know what the circumstances were. That's tragic.
Sorry to hear that.
Mm.
Sorry to hear that. Yui's fighting that Pat Corte, 21-3-1, 18 on Button Moon. Big German stiff. Peter says Yui's way off at pace. What do you think?
Well, he's just been honest, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's been out for a long time, so he's going to take time to come back. And it's good he's going to be fighting regular, though, so that'll maybe.
Yeah, well, that'll be 2 under belt after this week.
Yeah.
So he's in big shoe here. Keep racking them wins up.
Yeah, just keep.
Lauren Price, Jessica McCaskill. We've spoke about that, haven't we? Yeah, it's the 7th fight. Is it Lauren Price, Jessica McCaskill's headline on Sky Sports this Saturday? She's in a 7th fight. She's had 42 rounds, and it's a world title.
Oh, did you? Yeah, we spoke about that earlier.
Yeah,
we talked about the lack of depth of talent in women's boxing. Yeah.
Lack of depth. Are you having a laugh at me? You lack of depth.
It's like a puddle, isn't it?
What do you think of this drug testing situation, Andy? What do you think's the answer?
More, I think we talked about that as well. Bigger consequences for drug cheats. There needs to be serious consequences, rather than slaps in the wrist or crap excuses like contamination and whatnot. Prove it, eh? If you're guilty, if you've failed a drug test, you've got to prove your innocence. No, just go on TV and moan about it. Eh? It needs to be sorted out properly.
It needs to be sorted, mate, doesn't it? When all's said and done, doesn't it? Really? Do you think the board have? Do you think the board have got a lot to answer for?
In some aspects, they're probably stuck between a rock and a hard place, but they need to take a stand. It's almost like they're scared to take a stand because we'll just go elsewhere and fight or whatever. But no, they need to take a strong stance on it, don't they? And they're supposed to be the board of control, aren't they? Not the board of no control. So they need to start taking control of things.
The board of no control is what they should be called, not the British Boxing Board of Control, because let's have it right. When have they ever controlled anything? Promoters run boxing. You know that, and I know that. Do you know what I mean? Promoters are running the show. That's the bottom line.
What sort of penalties are there in other sports for failing a drugs test? Do you know?
Well, in sprinting, you get banned, don't you?
Hmm.
In football, Pogba's just got a 4-year ban. It were all dealt with within a month, wasn't it? 4-year ban.
So there you go.
It
doesn't have to take 2 years to be dealt with, does it?
Aye.
Doesn't have to be taking 2 years to be dealt with, does it?
No, it don't. Crusher Ben has dragged it out that long. They think they found a loophole to fight in America, but the Americans are not going to let him have the slots. They're not going to give him any big dogs to fight over there. He's going to have to fight guys from Europe if he wants over there if he wants to get a good fight. So Crusher is about money, and he's rid his luck this far. They told that many whoppers, they've gone around in circles, Andy.
That's shambles.
They've been going on about whoppers that long. People think that they've been living in Burger King. Well, they do, don't they?
They do, it's just a shamble.
That were refreshing to go to Joe Gallagher's gym and see his stable again other day, man. Wow, big Lawrence Okolie winging them big shots in. Big Jack Massey.
Big guy, isn't
he? Eh?
He's a big guy, Lawrence Okolie, isn't he? I see him standing next to you in that picture. I was like,
oh, what, mate? Actually, he's a big old lump, but he's like quite a bit of a gentle soul, to be honest. Really well spoken and humble, very humble. I almost feel bad about roasting him when he fought Matty Askin. I set about him, didn't I? Because he was like an octopus, wasn't he? But I told him, my opinion, and I said I thought you were shite when you were with the urn. His eyes nearly popped out in his head. I mean, what could I do? I had no choice but to front it out, didn't he? You know what I'm like? And I think he maybe agreed. That's why he's with Joe, because that style he had going for himself, it were effective for him. It won him all them belts, and he ended up with a world title at the end of it. But it weren't entertaining, were it? There's got to be a balance. He's not big on interviewers. So we're having an interview again, Loris. He went, oh, no, not for me. Fair enough, but you've got to do your media work. Everybody in gym did an interview except Lawrence. What does that tell you? He's not big on, he's not big on media stuff, but it doesn't mean to say that he's a bad guy, does it?
No.
He's very respectful. So I feel a bit, I don't know, I feel a bit harsh. I think I might have been harsh on him. You know what I mean? But his style weren't that clever, was it really?
Maybe it wasn't viewer friendly or whatever you might say, but he needs to big himself up the way if he's going to get the big fights. And at the end of the day,
he don't big himself up, does he? He wants to fight Dylan White if he wins Bridgeweight, but he don't big himself up. But if it's not in you, it's not in you. Like Katie Taylor don't big herself up. I could tell you loads of fighters. Liam Cameron, you never got a peek out Liam when I were at Dennis's. You could never get a peek out of him unless you're out having a few beers with him. You just couldn't get a peek out of him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I reckon Terry Harper might have jacked, you know. What do you reckon? Right, sad if she has at 26, do you think?
I thought, maybe she feels there's like no many people to fight either, right? But then if more people feel like that, it'll just become worse. There'll be even less and less. And like you say, it could just women's boxing could dissolve to an extent.
Yeah, well, Savannah's fighting in June on an MMA show. So that's where
Did I hear Peter say she was going to come back to boxing after that?
Well, I hope she does. I hope she does, but it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why can't they deliver for Savannah?
Yeah. She maybe needs to move promoters, isn't
Maybe needs to do something, mate. Because that Ben Challam's not doing nixes for her, is he? Really, absolute ninkers.
Her being a world champion, a former world champion, or whatever. Surely she could go out Saudi if there's going to be women's boxing on a show out there. You know.
You are.
If they're going to put women's boxing on some of the Saudi shows, there's an opportunity for her to go out there and make some big cash.
There's an opportunity there, yeah.
Maybe a rematch with Clarissa Shields out there or something. She maybe make some. Well, depends if Triple T likes women's boxing or not.
Depends on what.
If Triple T, Turkey Man, if he likes women's boxing or not.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know what the answer is. So Colin Hart then, where's the wig? Is it a Maury's wig?
I think his new one is, from what I've heard now.
Yeah. Is Tyson Fury worried about Usyk? Yes or no, Andy?
Yes.
He's worried.
Yeah. Yeah. I was speaking to a guy when I was swimming the other day, and there was a guy saying to me, "Oh, Fury's going to smash him." I'm like, "Nah, I don't believe so." I says, "I think Usyk is going to beat him." I says, "I think Usyk will beat him, but he might get robbed in the cards. It might be a draw." But I've nothing, I've nothing against either. I don't actually mind who wins, but I'm like that with most fights. I don't really mind who wins as long as it's a good fight and a fair result. It's no somebody getting robbed in the cards or a crap fight or whatever. But I just think Usyk's too skillful and he's too on it, and too disciplined. And I think he's. I also think he's physically stronger than people think he is. He might not be the biggest puncher, but he punches hard enough. I actually think he might find he drops Fury, but no, I don't think he'll knock him out or anything. But you might find he'll drop him a punch he doesn't see coming because he's like a wasp buzzing about, isn't he? And he'll just he pings punches in. His backhand's quite fast, isn't it? Remember against Joshua, he was pinging him with backhands every round, wasn't he? So, and I think he'll adapt to Fury's size. I don't think size is going to phase him.
I think he will. I think he'll adapt very, very, very easily. He'll have seen every style in 350 fights and as an amateur and 21 as a pro. He's had 371 fights, right, in his career. He'll have and thousands of rounds of sparring, but he'll have seen every style, Andy.
I think he'll just be. He's just going to be a bit quicker than Fury. He's just going to be just a step ahead of him. That's just the feeling I get. I can only say what I see, but that's just from a fan's perspective. I'm no any great technical expert or anything like that, but from what I see, I just think he's going to be just a step ahead of Fury. He's just not going to. He just ain't going to be able to catch him. He's going to get frustrated, Fury. I could see him getting frustrated. I just hope he doesn't resort to fouling or anything like that, because like Dillian White did to Fury, because when he realised he couldn't do anything when we tried to foul him, didn't he? So, and that's maybe through frustration. If you're in against a guy that's more skillful, and then you're going to get frustrated eventually, aren't you? So, I just hope it doesn't come to that, come to fouling or anything like that. I hope it's a good, clean fight.
I don't think it'll come to that, mate. I don't, honestly. I don't think it'll come to that.
Yeah.
But you never know, do you? It's who have you got that's going to make a nuisance of himself in fight week? Yeah.
Is he gonna? Are they gonna let him out his box, or is he? Who's he going to be challenging?
He's always there or thereabouts. The gad, isn't he?
Well, the guy, he's just going to be sniffing about, isn't he? Apparently, Big John's singing off the same hymn sheet as Sugar Hill, and that's according to Tyson earlier on. But whether he's just
well, every time Tyson gets a new trainer, his dad comes out and says that best trainer ever, and then after the fight, he roasts him, doesn't he? Listen, mate, how were they when he got out at Nick sat in that gym? I was looking at him, I thought, we're a big fat slob, you. You know what I mean? Dave Allen here. Me and Dave Allen went through, didn't we? And I thought, he reminded us of a big old slob. And everybody's scared to death of him. And I thought, you know what I mean? But he's Tyson Fury's dad, so he's going to get a pass, isn't he? But he hammers every trainer that Tyson's had. Because he wanted to be the trainer, but one thing about Tyson is a smart individual, right? And he knows his boxing, and he knows that his dad won't be able to train him.
Yeah.
He'd fall out. You know what I mean? So they maybe had a compromise, but
okay. From a father-son perspective, I'm quite passionate about father-son relationships. Up close to my dad and both my sons. So I think it's good for both of them that they can enjoy the experience. Whatever happens in the fight, if they're part of it, it's good for their personal relationship, and it's good that he can see his son doing that. And good he's got his dad there, so.
Yeah, of course it is, mate. Of course it is. Clarissa Shields, do you think her and Savannah are going to have a fight? They're trying to make it, but with Ben Shalom there, he couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery, could he?
Nah. She maybe needs to get away from him, She's the same with Bricktop, He loves women's boxing.
You
well, he's just saying Chantel Cameron, isn't he? Well, I think I said earlier, I think that's a setup. I think that's all organised just so Bricktop's got somebody a female to put in next 5 versus 5, whenever that is. I mean, Eddie and Frank are one now, aren't they? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, they've had it off, haven't they, out there now? They're splitting up all they want. Yeah, you're going to leave us today and you're going to sign for Frank. That's the taste of things to come, that, you know.
You'll see more of that, I think.
That's the taste of things to come, mate. So, yeah.
What do you think of the 5 versus 5?
What do I think to it? I think that it's all right, but there's no Bivol Beaterbeef headline, and it is there because it's the 5 versus 5s underneath it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they need a big headline act to get it going. I don't think is Dubois Hrgovic on it? It is, isn't it?
It is, aye. And
Yeah, I don't.
Zhang.
Zhang's on it and Wilder.
Aye.
It's what you're looking for. Look, the Brew Fight's on, which we're going to applaud. But let's have it right. This is no better than what Bricktop were putting on 20 years ago, is it really?
Yeah, that's right. I
So
think we talked about the bill we had at Hampden with the Tyson versus Usyk. There's a lot of world title fights on that card. It's Abjuda and Junior Witter and Silvio Branco and Robin Reed and numerous other. I've got the program for that somewhere, but I'd have to dig it out from when I went to it.
Yeah. Robin Reed, you know, when I look at Robin's career, you know, he was robbed against Sven Otka and Karlshagen, and he was matched hard. Brian McGee had done him. He was undefeated when he'd done him. I think he was undefeated. Froch, he was undefeated. Lacey were undefeated. Ocky were undefeated. There's a list of them, and Robin Reed took on everybody. No messing about.
Yeah.
No messing about, honestly, really. And I don't think Robin gets the kudos because he's pretty laid back, isn't he, Rob? He's not one of them.
On the road as well, He went on the road fight all these fights. He won the title in Italy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did Nardiello. He'd done Nardiello, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's it? There's a fighter just died recently. It was an African fighter. What's his name again?
Oh, he fought Fellaini Malinga.
Is that who just died?
Oh no, I don't know. I thought Robin fought. He fought an African, didn't he?
Did fight him as well.
Lost his belt against Malinga. I thought we were on about Robin. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I digressed there. Sorry about that. Sugar Boy Malinga, he fought him, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he's still alive, him, Sugar Boy.
There's a guy, Thobela, was it? Somebody Thobela, I think he just died.
Oh, he's an ex-boxer.
Yeah, ex-world champion.
Well, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't like to hear about things like that. So I hope his family are all right. Dylan White's on about going to MMA.
Yeah, there's got to be big money for him to go there, isn't there? Because he likes the pound, doesn't he?
Well, what do you think about Bricktop going in on Barry McGuigan?
I think we talked about that earlier, right? We did that.
I'm just asking if you think that Barry McGuigan should fire back. What do you think?
I don't think Barry McGuigan would be scared to speak his mind, regardless of who it was. He was one of the few people who spoke out against the Kinahan thing.
Yeah, he spoke out. Yeah, and he told it straight. Did he? He's not frightened, Barry, is he?
No, I mean, if he's going to talk about any of that kind of stuff, he's comes across as fearless. I don't think he'll be shy and shooting back at Bricktop.
What do you think about Joe Parker at the moment? Do you think he's fluked it into top 5?
I don't know. I think he's on a roll. We'll see where he goes with his next fight. I think Andy Lee's done well with money, and he's maybe just coming into his own now, Parker.
Well, we're going to see, aren't we?
He'll maybe get a rematch with Joyce. He might beat Joyce in a rematch. I think he probably will, actually. Yeah.
I don't know about that, mate. Do you?
I think he might beat Joyce in a rematch. I don't know. I like Joyce as well. But I don't know. I'm something about Parker now. He's disciplined. He's in good shape, and he can stick to a boxing plan.
Do you think Parker can win a world title if he's matched correctly, Andy?
If he's matched correctly, I think he probably can.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Depends what happens with the titles, after the. I'd actually like to see him fight Usyk. I think that'd be an interesting fight.
do you think?
I'm not saying he beat Usyk, but Parker's got quite fast hands, and when he's in good shape, he's got reasonable footwork as well, hasn't he?
Well, we're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see, but this is how I look at it, right? I think that Parker got lucky against Wilder and Zhang. I think he got him at the right time, and I just think that he got lucky. People can say what they want, but I just think very, 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 very luckily in right place at right time. I mean, Joe Joyce has got to be sat with his head in his hands now, hasn't he, really?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
doing Parker.
I think Joe Joyce's downfall. It could have just been as simple as an issue with fighting southpaw, is it? It could be just couldn't adapt to the style of fighting a southpaw. He's bound to have fought southpaws before in the amateurs now. Well, he fought Usyk, didn't
he? Yeah.
But Zhang's big. He's got a fast backhand, Zhang, as well. He just couldn't get away, could he?
What do you think to Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
That shouldn't be happening in my book.
Shocking, isn't it?
It's one thing. So it's one thing, two guys, 58 or whatever, late 50s, fighting each other. I don't want to see it, but that's not as bad as somebody fighting 58 and then it says 26 or whatever it is. That's a shambles. It's almost fighting your granddad, isn't it?
It's taking, in my opinion, pal, it's taking liberties, right? Because Mike Tyson's already a millionaire, isn't he? Right?
Yeah.
So's Jake Paul. So why are boxing fans going to buy into this shite? Yeah. It's taking money off a boxer's dinner plates, isn't it?
Yeah, that is that.
Nobody's saying a word, are they?
They're all bigging it up,
Huh?
They're all bigging it up, and it's like, no for me, but
not for me at all, mate. Absolutely not for me. Yeah. But hey ho, what can you do? What you got planned for the rest of the week, Andy?
Working all week, my pal work, but he's off this week, so be more work for me to do. So that's all right. And then my pal I work with, he's off this week, so there's only two of us in the workshop, an hour bit anyway. So he's off this week, so I'll be flying solo. And then later in the week, I want to get a starter motor off my Mercedes and strip it down and clean it up, and grease it up, put it back together. Hopefully that'll improve it. Just now and again, it doesn't start. The starter sticks on it, so I'll try and fix it. Failing that, I'll buy a new one.
Yeah, yeah.
But people should try fixing things before they just buy new things. I always think.
Are you looking at doing any projects after this?
I want to do some of my own stuff online, whether it be TikTok or YouTube or that, but I never get the time to get organised to do that. I've always fancied doing that, but just maybe 5 minutes clips or whatever. It's Big Max is on TikTok, isn't he? He's doing stuff on TikTok.
Big Max, are you on TikTok, Big Mac? Is he doing any fighting?
No. No, I've seen it anyway.
Max, you banned off Porky's Corner till we've seen your
fight.
Because all you're doing is talking about it. You know what I mean? So I've had to take you out to Inner Circle.
How old's Max?
Circle of Trust. He's all right, Max. He's loyal as out, mate. But his head's full of Jolly Robbins, mate, at times.
How old is he?
I don't know. He's about 30 odd, isn't he?
Mid-30s or something. Well, he could fight Big John Fury, and that's less an age gap between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'd only be like fighting his dad instead of his granddad,
Hey?
It would only be like the equivalent of fighting his dad instead of his granddad.
Listen, you know Max, right? Max is too loyal for his own good, but he's got it in his head. He's a boxer. Listen, if you pass a medical, right, and an eye test, they get a boxing license in this country. If you give them hundreds of pounds, right, or get an Irish license, that's what happens. It don't mean say you can box. If you pass your driving test at 17 and they get keys to a Ferrari, you wouldn't be able to drive it, would you, without bumping it? If you're a young kid, would you? It don't mean say you can drive. So, Max, it don't mean you can box. We like you, but you'll get hurt. Chris Smedley and Nicky told him a few years, look, Max, you're going to get hurt. He's plodded on with it. You've got to give him respect. He's doing what he wants to do, but we don't want to see him get hurt. If he went, Julian had been training him, wouldn't he? But obviously Julian had to step back. He probably thought Max might get hurt. We don't want to see him get hurt. He's a big daft lad, isn't he? He's a big cuddly teddy bear. But if he ends up getting hit in wrong spot, he'll end up talking like Scooby-Doo for the rest of his life, won't he? So we don't want him hurt. So Max, stop it with this boxing game. You can't box Easter eggs.
You don't want people taking advantage of his good nature and then
That's it. That's it. Like you, Dennis, having him running around all over the place and promising him fight dates, you prick. So come see me, Dennis. Big Ron. So bubbling. Hey, unbelievable. Right, I'm off. It's been a long weekend, Andy, for me, and I'm knackered.
Good man.
I fell asleep last week, didn't I?
Yeah, what, sorry?
I fell asleep last week, didn't I, at this time?
Yeah, I didn't need my alarm clock and I put it away.
Are you still on wagon, Andy?
Yeah, that's 10 weeks now, so I'm going to make it 12 because in 2 weeks' time I'm organising a social event for some people in my work. So I'll maybe have it. That's the night of the Fury Usyk fight, but the social event's in the afternoon, so I might not actually drink at that, but I'll have a drink at night when Fury Usyk's on. I'll maybe have a wee drink. That'll be 12 weeks of, so that's not bad. Not too bad.
You take care, Andy. And
you too, pal.
You take care. Bye. Cheers,
good
mate.
Man. All the best, mate. Take care.
Right. Oh, that were Andy. He's not from Aberdeen. He's from Perth. Women love him. Men want to be him. Lovely kid. Nice to have him on. That's about it. I'm shattered. And time to get my head down and go at it tomorrow on a bank holiday. Hawke's Corner, grafting tomorrow, eh? I don't know. Well, it's morning anyway. So peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. That includes you, Sam Jones, you cocksucker.